Hello, myself Dr. Dipak Shirbhate. I'm working as a principal of Vikramshila Polytechnic Darapur, Taluka Daryapur, District Amravati, Maharashtra State of India. And today I'm going to demonstrate you VRML prototypes using Vivaty Studio. So actually what is prototypes? Prototypes allows you to create multiple copies of VRML object without adding to the file size. That is called as VRML prototype. So what is VRML proto node? Once you build more complex object, you want to reuse smaller elements in different ways. So learning how to define proto node is important before you really start to produce lot of VRML code. Protos define a new node name with custom field you can specify. In other words, Protos allows you to extend the language by adding your own nodes. In this respect, protos are much more powerful than simple def and use nodes that only allows to apply transformation to reused object. So with prototypes, you can do lot more things. You can do complex programming, create multiple nodes, and create multiple objects of similar types, and you can change the logic, you can change the animation timing, you can change the color, and so many things you can experiment with protos. And the important thing is that it do not adds to the size of the file. The size remains the same, or there is a negligible change in the size. So indirectly we can say that it allows data compression. So prototype allows user to extend a set of VRML node types. Their definition can be included in the file in which they are used, or they can be defined externally. It allows encapsulation and parameterization of geometry, attributes, behavior, and some combination of all these things. Now the simple definition is like this. In the above picture, actually there is one windmill, and you can see that the windmill is having one entry gate, then it has one base cylinder, there is a roof, there are blades, there is a texture. Now this windmill I have created using prototypes, and you can see that I have created different types of windmills. There are three windmills having different color combination. Now same thing you can create by means of copy paste, but when you copy and paste the things, then there will be addition of the size. Suppose this file is having a size of 7 KB kilobytes, then if you create multiple instances, then 7 into 3, there will be the file size will be 21 kilobytes. But if you use the protos, then in that case there will not be any change in the file size, but you can create multiple outputs like this. And in these outputs you can apply the scaling also. You can change the position of the objects, you can change the color of the object, you can change the logic and all those things. There can be a lot of permutation and combination that you can do. So let us start with the definition of protos. First of all, you start the Vivaty Studio. This is a blank file. I will create a group first, and then we will start defining protos. So this is a group that I have created. Bring the group to absolute 000 position and give appropriate name to the group so that it can be easily identified. I will call this group as prototype underscore VRML. So this group I have already defined. Now we will start with the definition of the proto. First we will declare the proto. So this is a proto declaration. In the proto declaration, actually we have to give the name to the proto. the name should be such that we can easily identify if there are multiple protos in the same file. So I have called this proto as windmill. Now in the proto interface, you can add the fields. I will be adding 3 fields because I want to create combination of 3. I will call this proto interface as body. Then add the fields. Now in the fields, you can define as color, base cylinder color. Property type will be color, of course. Default value is 000. It means that it will be a black color. We will change it to white because in the black background, black color will not be visible. So it is always better to change it to white color, that is 111. Then this will be roof cone because roof is represented by the cone. So roof cone color, that will be the second field. And third field will be the blades of the windmill. Again, color. Okay. So here actually this is wrong. Actually it should be box. This blades, actually it should be blades, otherwise it will be confusing little bit. So it is having the same name, it is a little bit confusing. Change this to white. So instead of roof cone color, you can call it as the box blade color. That will be more convenient. Or in the proto bindings, you can define those things. Now here actually there will be proto body. So here it will be windmill assembly, you can say windmill assembly. So that completes the proto declaration and proto definition. The only thing is that there is problem with this because both the names are same. Here it should be different. That is important. Now a second important thing is proto bindings. So I have actually created one file, windmill file. This is the ready-made file that I am using. Okay, if it is connected to the internet, it will download the texture, and you can see the texture now. If it is connected to the internet, it will automatically download the texture from the site. Okay, now this file we will actually import, not directly import, but we will import it into one blank Vivaty file. This is very important. You do not directly import the file to the working file. Import it to the blank file, and later on you can copy and paste it. This will prevent the Vivaty Studio from becoming non-responsive. Bring all the coordinates to absolute 000 and bring this particular group below the proto body group. So this is the proto body. Now we can define the proto bindings. So we can define the proto bindings. This is not required. Okay. So edit proto bindings. Now this is a very important step in the prototypes. If something goes wrong, you can view this step again and again and make the correction. This is a very important step. Here we will add bindings and change it to diffuse color. You can see that the flag is perfect. Change it to diffuse color, and then now we want the box. Actually we have to actually search the blade of the windmill. So blade will be available somewhere. You go on expanding the tree. Here it is, the blade. Now I have actually made the mistake in the field definition, so we have to sort out that mistake. This is material, add binding, and because we have given this similar type of name, so that is the problem. So you use different names. You should use different names. If you do use different names, then there will not be any problem. So in the proto field, actually there are similar type of names, so you have to avoid such type of mistake. This will create confusion, and I use actually similar type of names. So that is the biggest confusion now. Here actually we need some editing. We have to change actually the name. Now change this to blade box color or something like that, because already we have used the name roof cone color. So change it to box blade color. Now there are three different names. Now it will be quite okay. So this was the confusion because of the similar name. So that's why you use different names. So this completes the proto bindings definition. This completes the proto binding definition. Now we will create multiple instances of the proto. select windmill, bring it to absolute 0, 0, 0 position. Then the distance on y-axis should be around 20 meters so that the blade should not interfere with each other. Now the first instance is visible. Now you can change, this is white by default, you can change it to any color. You can see the change. Then box blade color you can change. You can, the change is immediately reflected. Then you can change the roof color also. Let us take it as yellowish. Now you can see that the first proto instance has been created. Likewise, you can create multiple instances. Now you have to search that particular proto. Here it is. So it is quite fine. Whatever the definition that we have given, that definition is getting reflected and proto has been created. This is the first instance. We can create multiple instances. This is a quick preview. You can use this quick preview without saving the file to immediately see the changes that you have applied. Now you can create more instances. Bring it to 0, 0, 0. Now make it 40. Okay. First was at a distance of 20 on x-axis. So second I have created on the distance of 40 on the x-axis. Now you can override the default values. By default it is 111. Since it is perfectly white, now we can change it. Create any combination. Only the thing is that it should not be repeated. Otherwise it will create confusion. Make sure that the combination should not be repeated again and again. Yellow we have already taken for the roof. That needs to be changed. Yellow we have already used for the roof. You can take any color. Yes, that is perfect. So we have created two instances. Similarly, you can create 4, 5, 6 several instances. Now if you define, instead of color, if you define the other parameters, you can change those parameters also. For example, here the other parameter can be the rotation speed of the windmill, that we can easily change. So we can create multiple instances where the rotation speed is gradually increasing, because here all the windmills are rotating with the same speed, but you can define the proto in such a way that rotation speed will be varying. So three instances we have created. Let us create another instance. It will be at a distance of 8080 on x-axis. Here actually we have to select windmill. Now it is appearing in the scene. Now you can override the default values. So now we have created four instances. Original will not appear because that is a definition. Save the file in Vivaty Studio format. Then you can export the file into Vrml format. Give appropriate name to the file. Let us call it as proto windmill. Now we will see, or we will check the output, and you can see that four instances have been created. And if it is connected to the internet, then you can see that the texture will also appear and it will look quite good and realistic also. So texture will be imported, and we have created four instances of this windmill. So here we have used only one parameter, that is the color, but you can use different parameters like say size, scale, and position and all those things, as well as you can use parameters like say speed and all those things. So this was the original file. In the original file the size is 7 KB, and if you see the size of the proto file, then also it is of 7 KB. So both the sizes are same. So if you have created multiple copies by means of copy paste, the size might have gone to say 7 into 4, 28 KB, up to 28 KB, and code might have become very complex. So this is how protos are helping to reduce the file size and to create multiple instances. So thanks for watching my video. In case of any query or clarification, you can contact me on my contact details. Thank you.